Welcome to Two Beers, the show where you can raise your glass and lend your ears. The boys are back with Bruce, talking what's in and out of the news. You can check Two Beers on Facebook, IG, and YouTube. So like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think. And of course, the more that we drink beers, the more we like to. Cheers or jeers. Good stuff. Cheers or jeers. I'm going to start off. You guys may not be too into this, but just a little bit of a rant on mine is... the producer gets a little carried away with his beer offset. But analytics in sports, specifically Nate Silver's site 538. So you guys know I'm a big football fan. Been playing a little bit of football. Been betting online on Bodog. Been winning some bets. Been playing pretty well. Getting some W's in there. Winning a little bit of coin. So then I thought, like, how do I hedge my bets? How do I keep this going? I look on like 538 and look at their football predictions. And they've got this simulator. And it's like, basically they simulate like 1,000 different outcomes for every single game. And they've got like these huge stats. Somebody's obviously put a lot of work into this. But I'm looking at like their weekly numbers and there's still like 12 out of 16, 11 out of 16. Like, there's really no edge. So what's up, Stat Geeks? Like, you got all this technology, you can't really do anything with it? So I was a little irked about that. I've been doing well, of course, when I'm not picking Sweeney Boys picks. But other than that, it's been good. So yeah, just a bit of a jeers for
I don't know what he's talking about
Geeks.
winning, but this guy's down like $150.
That is inaccurate.
That's a lot of coin.
Yikes.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys like? I give a jeers to analytics in sports. It's just like an extra dimension. I get the purpose of it, and some of it is useful in terms of like playing time and player efficiency. But like, I think it's just way overdrawn.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think it's more of a gimmick than anything else. I'm not too well versed in it. But when I think of analytics in sports, I think of Moneyball, Billy Beane or whatever the guy is from the Oakland A's, who was able to save the Oakland A's a couple bucks and, you know, get them in decent position. But they never won any World Series under Billy Beane, or not that I know of anyway. So I was like, hey, yeah, we saved them a couple bucks, but what did they win? So, cheers. Cheers to analytics in sports.
All right, it's two jeers. Who's gonna buck the trend?
I don't know Billy Beane, but I do know Brad Pitt. And, well, they made a movie about it, so it's not nothing. I feel like it's going to be a part of sports, and it is becoming a part of it, and now is. So, you know, maybe it's not all that it can be right now, but maybe in the future it can be more. And this is me trying to put in my 2 cents for something I know nothing about. So I'm going to cheers it. Analytics in sports.
I think you can go both ways. I think in the salary cap era, building a roster analytics is certainly useful. Billy Beane showed that, you know, he doesn't have the money to spend on all those all-star players. We can fill them with hits and box and that sort of thing. But you're right. Like betting, I say to you every week, you know, on paper these guys should win.
It's true.
But you know what? You can't put analytics on heart. You can't put analytics on character or their mentality or if they're hungover that day.
Yeah, what they did the night before.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna put a jeers on it, but I think it can be useful.
Fair enough. Yeah, you can't really put an analytic on Lawrence Taylor ordering escorts to his opposing team's hotel rooms the night before. So
big LT.
Yeah,
I'll cheers to
Wade Boggs drink 50 beers on a flight or wherever it is.
That's true. Yeah. So
He did well though, didn't he?
Oh,
that was the whole thing. Wasn't he hitting homers that game?
Yes, he was still pretty good.
Yeah.
Not a home run hitter, but yeah, did quite well.
Okay, so on to something, I guess with the end of the year coming up. They came out, each year they come out with a new word. And so this year, the new word of 2016 was post-truth. So, the proper definition, it's relating to or denoting circumstances. Basically, that facts are less important than people's emotions and beliefs. So it's appealing to your emotional sense, regardless of what you're saying is factual or not. Yeah, what do you guys think? Cheers or jeers, post-truth, right?
I'm gonna go with cheers on that one. You know, did they come up with that word of the year the day after the election? I don't know. It wouldn't be a big thing unless the election didn't happen. I'm gonna go with the jeers.
I think they cited that it had a lot to do with the election and Trumpism sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna go jeers. I was gonna go with my word being xenophobia due to the election as well. Tim said, that word's not really wasn't really created. So I went with a phrase of grab by the pussy.
Phrase of 2016.
You could hyphenate that quite a bit.
You heard it here first.
Make it a word.
Some stiff competition.
Yeah.
Right on.
You might have to censor that out. I don't know.
That's a bold choice for phrase of the year.
Cap?
What do you think, Kyle?
I don't think it was worthy of word of the year, but I get it. It makes sense to me, and it's not anything new as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna cheers it. I mean, look back at propaganda, for instance. It's never really been about facts, but you've always been able to appeal to people's emotions more than facts can. So, cool.
Yeah.
Word of the year? Yeah, I'll give it a cheers.
Cheers? Yeah, I'm gonna go Jeers based on like the first thing you said, where it's like it's not really new, because I think Colbert did like a similar word, truthiness, like 4 years ago. That was it's kind of basically the same thing when he had his Colbert report, and it's all satirical. He's like, I don't trust facts, I just trust my gut. So it's basically just a rip off of that. You ready for it?
Yeah, just, keep talking.
Yeah, sure. And so my word was going to be, instead of that, is like, I was talking to your friend about it, woke. I've come around on the term woke. Thanks, buddy. I didn't like it originally, but like, I guess specifically because of Childish Gambino's Redbone. It's like, stay woke. I've come around on that term, so I think woke should be the word of the year for 2016.
I didn't know he was saying woke. I just thought it was
Stay woke. Stay woke.
something.
Just gibberish.
I didn't look it up on AZ lyrics or anything.
That's alright.
I don't like the hyphenated word. I don't like combining two words and then just saying it's a word because there's a hyphen in between it. I mean, maybe the new word of the year could be post-fitness. Just for people who are overweight. You're like, I'm just like post-fitness.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a little bit ridiculous. I understand the point, and as Kyle said, it's not a new concept, and it is a concept that's relevant to this year, but the word itself, can't get behind it. I'm going to jeers it.
Alright, I like that reasoning. You could also do like a post-sober.
Yeah, post-sober.
Post-sober, man.
What do you mean I could do a post-sober?
No, just say
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing
Directed
at
at
all.
Ronan.
Wow.
Yeah. Interesting.
Cheers.
Ugh. We'll get down to that after a couple of beers.
Yeah.
Next up on Cheers or Jeers, McDonald's value meal holds no real value. That's according to a man in Illinois who actually is suing a McDonald's, saying that you can order 2 value menu cheeseburgers and fries and a drink for less than a Big Mac combo, so it's not really a value deal. So he went to he said he ordered 5 times in a month, and all 5 times he could have saved 41 cents had he done the other thing. So, cheers or jeers? What do you think, bro?
Yeah, jeers to that for sure. And I don't think it was the Big Mac combo. I think that was something that I was gonna bring up myself.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But yeah, fully jeers. How can you call it a value meal if you're spending more by ordering it all together? What I'd put in there was that the other day, 2 days ago, I went to North America's finest restaurant and ordered a Big Mac. And a colleague who I was working with at the time said, there's a cheat to get around ordering a Big Mac. You order 2 double cheeseburgers, order them with quarter pounder buns, and then once you get your order, ask for a side of Big Mac sauce on the side. You actually get just as much meat, just as much bread, and the same taste for $2 less. So, a little tip for all the 2 Beers subscribers out there.
What's going on in your life that this is the news of the day?
It's not the news of the day.
Because a few weeks ago was the Rattlers, and it's like, is the news you just going into stores and figuring out that you can buy certain things?
Just a hot tip.
Because
you might want to consult your notes there.
It's here in the notes. But I don't know where you're getting your news from. You're taking a hit from graduating, I assume. You're not really reading the news daily.
All right. We'll have to talk about this off camera.
Yeah.
I've been using Big Mac sauce for a while now, and this isn't news to me.
Okay.
Wow.
Sorry.
You were wise to the tip.
Sorry.
You and the Ryanites, eh?
Yeah, Ryanites. We've been eating Big Mac sauce for years. Put it on everything. Slap it on everything.
I think you came up with that campaign originally.
I'm pretty sure they came up
Big
with
Mac
Rattlers.
sauce. Slap it on anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the Christmas sweater or what, but
Yeah,
it's getting hot in
sorry.
here.
I'm just gonna go with a huge Jeers. I'll move to Kyle, but
Yeah.
I'll get my Jeers in there.
Right on.
It's more to Ronan.
Well, my God.
Go
God.
ahead.
You just settled this in the ring, I feel. Ooh, I won't even go there, although I already did. I'm going to jeers McDonald's for calling it a value, but cheers the guy who came up with the alternative to it and your friend for the hot tip.
Right on. Yeah, I'm gonna give cheers to the guy who basically submitted the statement in court. The pricing makes the meal no value at all, let alone extra value. So, getting that submitted for a judge, I'll give it a cheers.
I'll cheers that guy. Yeah,
Cheers to that guy.
Cheers.
Much needed
sure.
cheers.
Oh, Ryan comes along.
Sure, why not?
Ryan comes along. He's been having Big Mac sauce for years.
Watch yourself. Pilsners. Are those new? Yeah. You never know.
Whoa.
You never know.
Have it with
Getting
chicken.
heated with Cheers or Jeers. Next up, Nintendo games are coming to mobile phones. And so, yeah. Ro, I don't know too much about the gaming world or what the games are, but
Yeah, so basically Nintendo's been holding back on releasing any of their, big trademark games for the mobile industry. A couple weeks ago, I don't know when this is going to be released, but a couple weeks ago they released a Mario game.
They released it.
It's a side-scrolling, never-ending run game. And a lot of people are talking about it. They think it might be a desperation move by Nintendo. They think they might be behind the times. Obviously, they are a little bit behind the times. They're still playing second fiddle to your Sonys and your Microsofts in the video game market at the moment. And for this particular game, the first 3 levels are free, but then you have to pay $10 to unlock the rest of the game, which is a lot of money for a mobile game. I know me personally, I'm not going to spend $10 on a mobile game. Or even any bucks on a mobile game for the most part. Sorry, all those mobile sponsors that we have. And, it seems like they're just a little bit out of touch right now. As much as I love Nintendo, and I love Nintendo a lot, I'm a little bit worried.
I gotta interject here. With my 2 cents. Nintendo's making a push to come back. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, it wasn't even that many months ago that they came out with Pokemon, which was a huge push in terms of getting back into mobile gaming. The fact that you have to pay for it, I understand where they're coming from. They probably need that. It makes sense on paper. I don't think a lot of people are going to go for it, though.
there's just interject with Nintendo, they actually didn't own as much of Pokemon as they claimed.
Yeah.
So their shares went up disproportionately, and they actually took another big hit.
And Pokemon dropped off
Yeah.
significantly,
Yeah.
precipitously after
Yeah.
the first couple months of use.
So
Yeah, just to interject, guys. Nintendo on phones. Just the way you explained it, like you can't go backwards in the game; it's always moving forward.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the wrong move.
It goes against everything to do with Mario.
Yeah, like it's you might as well have the actual game itself. I don't believe in like the whole like temple run kind of version of the game. I think they should have went more VR, if anything. Like maybe do something like you could run around in like Luigi's Mansion or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
But huge cheers on the games. I don't think you should have to pay $10 for a game that you're probably gonna delete in like a couple months. So.
yeah, for sure, I gotta go Jeers just based on the price point. Like, no one's gonna pay that. There's so many games out there.
Gotta go
Unanimous
Cheers too.
cheers.
Love you Nintendo, but gotta cheers this particular move.
It's unanimous.
Unanimous?
Right there.
Yeah, that's a cheers.
Cheers to
Cheers
the
to that.
unanimous
Cheers.
cheers right there.
Sorry, Nintendo. We won't be
Sorry,
getting
guys.
sponsored.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna go that way too.
Also sparking a lot of controversy, they recently came out with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees this year. So, amongst a few of the entries were Pearl Jam, Journey, and most controversial, Tupac Shakur was in there. And so, obviously it gave, a lot of people get really excited about these things. I don't personally because, it doesn't really matter, getting the fame, whatever. But, what do we think? Cheers or Jeers, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees, right?
I'm gonna go Jeers on this one, just because it's not rock and roll. Like I understand that this guy was a great artist, that he was someone to look up to, admire to, or aspire to be, but I don't think that this is not his genre. I think they should have a hip hop Hall of Fame. Do they even have something like that?
They do. They have one. I looked it up briefly. it does exist. But like, for example, like prominent hip hop acts are known to make it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So Public Enemy is in there.
Mm-hmm. It's
And
not the
Run
first
DMC
time.
is in there as well.
But those
Right,
guys
those
have
guys-
done rock
yeah.
songs, right? They've collaborated
Exactly.
with rock artists.
Yeah.
I still don't really see why they should be in there over many other, strictly rock and roll acts. It would be like Yo-Yo Ma, the cellist, like doing one rock song with a rock band, and all of a sudden being inducted to the Hall of Fame. Great musician, great career, but are they rock and roll? I don't think so. I'm gonna Jeers it.
I hope that's not a slight against Yo-Yo Ma.
Not whatsoever.
Okay, good.
Tears is in full support of Yo-Yo
In
Ma.
that case, I'm going to raise my
That's on
glass
the
to Eddie
record.
Vedder and Pearl Jam.
Hell yeah.
They are definitely supposed to be in there. Tupac, it doesn't make sense. You're right. It has to go to a hip hop Hall of Fame or something like that, which he would be like,
First
there.
ballot.
Yeah, exactly. But why throw anybody into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just because they were good? It has to be strictly rock and roll. In my mind, I'm going to Jeers.
Yeah, I gotta go Jeers as well. You're right. Like he never crossed genres into that like rock kind of world. Like sometimes, like Run DMC definitely did. But like he was just pure lyricism. So then, like, where do you draw the line? You're gonna throw M in there because he did a song like with Aerosmith one time, and Sing for a Dream. So Jeers.
Is that the song?
No, this was not Sing for a Dream.
Sing for a dream.
Sing for a dream. That was it. You've heard it.
Sing for a moment?
Yeah. That's right. Hey, cut. And cut. That's Cheers or Jeers.